all know that I start way too many series than I actually finish, so we need to talk about the series that I really need to prioritize in 2025. This list was a struggle to make for multiple reasons. One, I want to continue 5 series, but I also want to have 5 that I can start, and there were just too many options for both, unfortunately. I did manage to narrow it down, I think, to 11. So let's first talk about the series that I'm going to be continuing. I'm hoping that by the time 2025 rolls around, I will be on the final book of the Legends of Besmar series. This is book 3, but I'm really hoping to be on Storms and Shadows by the end of the year. We'll see if that happens. Maybe. I think you guys have heard me say this a million times already this year, but this is following Thea, who wants to be a warrior of Besmar, but in this world, women are not allowed to carry blades due to a prophecy that a woman was going to destroy everything. And then we have Wilder, who is the youngest warrior of Besmar, and he is going to become her mentor. There's also shadow demons, and it's just a lot of fun. It's very spicy, and I enjoyed the second book so much. It ended on a massive cliffhanger, so this series has to be a priority. And if I finish this series relatively quickly, then we'll move on to her follow-up series, which is Iron and Embers, following a couple of characters that is in this series, so it works out. Then I need to continue on in the Zodiac Academy series. I've gotten through the first 2 books, and I keep getting told over and over and over again that I need to read book 3 before I decide whether or not I'm going to give up on the series or continue it. I liked the second book better than the first, so I'm really hoping that book 3 ends up being a win. This is a bully romance involving 2 sisters who are the long lost heirs, but first they have to get through Zodiac Academy and deal with the other 4 or 5 male heirs that were designated once they thought that the twins had been lost. So it definitely has a very high bully in the first couple of books, very like snarky sassy, but I've heard that the plot really picks up in book 3, so I desperately need to continue it. Then we have the Legacy series by Melissa K. Rorick. The first book was not my favorite, and it was such a big disappointment when I really enjoyed the Lady of Darkness series, but the Bond situation and Theon and kind of his back and forth really was not working for me. However, I have heard that I need to continue on into the second book because there is another love interest introduced, and it might work a little bit better for me. I did like the ending of it, so I think that I do really need to give it a try, but I know if I don't make it a priority and put it on a list, that I won't have any drive to pick it up in 2025. So this is my accountability. Keep me accountable to read this book in 2025. I'm gonna put a fantasy on here. Am I gonna stick with it? I don't know, but I do need to continue on in this series before I completely forget what the first book entailed, and that's gonna be Academ's Fury in the Codex Alera series by Jim Butcher. I liked the first one. It had like elemental magic and little sprites that people can control, and then there was like an epic politics to it. There was a big battle and all of these other things, and it was really good, but I never continued, and we're getting to a point where if I don't continue it, I'm not gonna be able to. So it really needs to go on the priority list. I think that I'm going to really enjoy this series. I just need the kick to pick it up. Another series that I do want to prioritize because I enjoyed, but again, need somebody to keep me accountable to continue, is Beneath Black Sails by Claire Sager. I need to continue on with book 2, which is Against Dark Tides. This is a reluctant ally / enemies to lovers with a swashbuckling heroine and the uptight general that is after her. I liked this one. He was a little bit too much of a cinnamon roll for me, but I liked the concept of this. There was like a looking for treasure type plot line, and I'm hoping that is a much bigger plot of the second book in the series. I think 2025 may be my year of pirates, so we're just gonna go ahead and put this one on the list as well. Those are the main series that I want to continue. Obviously, I still want to get to the Beast of Briar series. I need to finish out that, but I know it's going to destroy me, and I know that I'm going to pick it up anyway. So Beast of Briar series, absolutely. I do want to continue on with the Bonds That Tie and try to get all the way through those by J. Bree. I need to finish off the Chronicles of the Unhewn Throne. Like, there are so many series that I need to prioritize in 2025, so if I didn't like zone in on a few, we were going to be here all day. So let's talk about the series that I want to start in 2025, the first of which is the Dominion series with the Liar's Crown by Abigail Owen. I really enjoyed Games Gods Play. I liked the writing style to it. I thought it was fun. It was a quick read. There were good trials. And so I think this is a little bit more romantasy leaning than that one was. It was definitely more fantasy romance leaning, where this one I think leans more romantasy. The distinction gets kind of muddled sometimes, but I've heard that this is really good. There is a special edition set of this that I kind of want. If I know that I like this book, then I might consider snagging it before the third and I think final book in the series comes out. This is about about a twin princess that, as the second born, she only had one purpose, and that was to sacrifice her life for her sister if death came for her. So she's basically like the spare sister. But a king of a neighboring kingdom has sent her sister a wedding proposal, and she doesn't trust him, so she does what she does best and takes her sister's place in order to save her from danger. So when somebody tries to kidnap the queen, they get her instead. It sounds like it could be really, really fun, and like I said, it's a series I've been meaning to pick up for a while. Then we have the Gods and Monsters series. I don't think that's actually, it's called the House of Devil series. Actually, this is one that I've just been, it's been on a lot of lists because I really, really, really need the encouragement to read it. It's very, very chunky. I think that I might end up reading this in January, and if I do, I'm hoping that I love it enough to fly through the rest of the series. I know the first 3 books are out, and I don't know how many more there are going to be, but I feel like this could be a really good series binge if I end up enjoying it. It's about a city, kind of like Crescent City, where there are witches and vampires and werewolves, and there are things called dark slayers, and our main character is taken and kidnapped by one of them, but she has to join forces with one of the demon trackers in order to help solve some deaths that are happening in the city. Sounds very reminiscent of Crescent City. I hope not too much reminiscent, but I liked Crescent City enough that I'm really hoping that I love this too. I read and enjoyed the Everseas duology. The Ever King is sitting right here earlier this year. The Mist Thief I still need to read, but I don't want to put it as the priority series. I think this may or may not have gotten picked up, and so I don't know when we're going to be getting the 4th book in the series. It could be beginning of January, it could be 2026, and so I don't want to put that on the priority list. But there's a prequel series called The Broken Kingdoms that I really do want to read. I think this one may read a little bit more young adult, but it is also like Viking inspired and follows, I want to say, the parents of the kids in Everseas. I could be mistaken on that, don't quote me. But I do really want to try this series. It's completed, so I will be able to binge straight through it, and then hopefully I'll have like a better understanding of the characters that are in the Everseas when I get back to it. I like the tagline of this one that says, "A rebellious princess, a cursed rogue, a forbidden love that will bring a kingdom to its knees." And I think we have the niece of a king, so she's not like in heir to the throne, but she is a noble, and she just likes to go and do her own thing, get into a lot of trouble, and she is going to have to choose between the people who stole her throne or the man that has stolen her heart. Sounds very reminiscent actually of the Everseas, so fingers crossed that I like this one. Then we have The Rights of Possession by Eva Chase. Cassidy read this earlier this year and really, really enjoyed it, and so I really want to prioritize it in 2025. This one is a why choose, but I've heard it's a very, very slow burn why choose, which I think I could really enjoy. We apparently have a girl that can steal souls, and magic like hers is forbidden, so she always just kind of stays to the shadows. She tries to help a dying woman and accidentally steals her soul instead, and now the ghost of that soul is demanding that she takes up the quest that got her killed in the first place, but she obviously can't tackle this threat alone, so she has to enlist the help of 4 arrogant noblemen to help her do it. It sounds fun. It sounds different, a really unique magic system, so I'm excited to read some Eva Chase next year. And the last one that I want to add to the list is the Deals with the Demon series by Stasia Stark. I really enjoyed the Court So Cruel and Lovely series earlier this year, so I want to try reading her previous series. I have a special edition of this coming. I think I may have already told you guys that, but that means I really need to prioritize it. We have a demon hunter, and she swore that she would never work with demons. That was her promise to her dying mother, but unfortunately she does have to enlist the help of a demon if she wants to be able to find a killer, and she accidentally turns into the one being hunted. It sounds snarky, it sounds sassy, and I'm here for a sassy, snarky time. So those are the 10 series that I'm hoping to prioritize in 2025. There are going to be many, many, many more to come. I can absolutely assure you. Please let me know what series you guys are prioritizing in 2025. If there's something that you think that I absolutely need to read, let me know down in the comments below as well. If you just want to let me know that you were here and hanging out and just randomly scroll through my emojis and saw an octopus, so leave me an octopus emoji. As always, thank you guys so very much for watching. If you missed out on any of the earlier bookmas content and want to check it out, it is on the screen for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!